let's look at naming compounds where benzene is the main chain or the root. So normal naming rules are in effect, right? The root word here would be benzene. All right, so I'm going to draw a couple sample molecules and we'll walk through how we'd actually go about naming them. All right, so we'll start with something fairly straightforward. Okay, so here we are. I've got a fluoro group that needs to be accounted for. All right, that's a halogen, and I have two methyl groups. Those are alkyl groups. So in terms of the priorities, fluoro outranks methyl. All right, now I also have the main chain, right? So this isn't like a straight line. All right, so we number this, how we would number, let's say, any other cyclic compound. Now, benzene, you'll notice, doesn't appear on your priority list, okay? The actual term for benzene on the priority list is phenyl. We'll look into that in a little while as, where the phenyl comes from. Okay, but the longest continual chain of carbons here is 6. That's the benzene. All right, so I'm going to treat the fluorines or the fluorine and the methyls as branches. So this is going to be 1-fluoro, 2,3-dimethyl benzene. All right, so numbering just as you would for anything else. All right, get your substituents at the lowest possible numbers. The highest priority functional group there is the fluorine. So the fluorine needs the lowest number out of the fluorines and the two methyls. All right, let's have a look at another molecule here. So we'll make one that's maybe a little bit more complicated. All right, so we have a few different types of branches here. Again, I'd recommend go through, identify what the branches are before you start worrying about numbers and everything like that. So I've got a fluoro, I've got a chloro. Okay, those are both halogens. All right, then this thing, the Y-looking thing, that's what we call isopropyl. Okay, and this here will be ethyl. All right. So again, benzene is the root here. Benzene is the main chain, so I need to number it. Okay, the fluorine and chlorine, those are halogens. They need lower numbers than the alkyl group does, so carbon 1 is down at the bottom in this case, and it starts with fluorine. All right, so go alphabetical, C before F, so 2-chloro. Okay, then E comes next, 5-ethyl. 1-fluoro, 3-isopropyl, benzene. Okay, so just put it together piece by piece, same as we've done for all the other compounds. All right, so now here's an example though, but what about when benzene is there but what about when it's kind of tough to use it as the root? Here's what I mean. I'm going to put 10 carbons in a row. So this is just a compound I'm making up. And then I'm going to put benzene here as a branch, or make it look like a branch. All right, I'll put a couple other functional groups in here. And now I'm going to fill up all the hydrogen. So let's go through. We'll identify what our functional groups are. Okay, I have fluoro, so that's a halogen. Okay, so is this fluoro? All right. So we're used to working with those. Next up is the methyl group. All right. So the methyl group is lower priority than the fluorine. All right. And then I have this benzene ring hanging off the chain. So realistically, the highest priority chain should be this benzene ring, but I don't know about you. I don't really feel like naming some sort of decyl branch. So I'm going to cheat a little bit here. All right, benzene, when it's inconvenient basically to name it as the main chain, you get to use a prefix called phenyl. So this is where the phenyl comes from on the priority list. So now phenyl is the highest priority functional group on this decane chain. So now I'm going to name the decane, okay, using the numbering that you've seen me put on the screen. So this is 8,8-difluoro. Oh, forgot an O there. 7-methyl. 5-phenyl. Decane. All right. So this is use the phenyl prefix when it's basically difficult or awkward to account for the benzene ring.